welcome to The Late Show with me, Sangeeta Kakati. Now, with the release of a recent survey claiming that chocolate is indeed getting people hot under the collar, sales in the UK have been soaring. In a minute, we'll be talking to Matt Griffith, who carried out the survey, and we'll be doing a cheeky chocolate tasting to see what we think. But first, how do you spice up your sex life? Are there any taboos? And what about accessories? Apart from the chocolate, what's available? Annabelle Knight, the relationship expert and author of the brand new novel, The Endless Autumn, is here to tell us what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to the bedroom. So hi Annabelle.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, sexing things up.
Okay.
Right, what advice
straight
would
into
you...
it.
Yeah, why not? What advice would you give to a couple who are thinking about maybe introducing toys for the first time?
Okay, so first things I would say have a conversation. See if there's anything that's off limits, because there's nothing worse than agreeing to something and then getting a little bit further down the line and realising that, hold on, that's not quite what I meant, and being on different pages. So make sure you're on the same page to start with. The next bit, and the fun bit, is do some online shopping together. I recommend having a night in, together, laptop open, browse the internet, have a look, talk about maybe, what the kind of things that you would like to do together, if there's anything new that you want to try, and see what toys fit the bill for that. And then pop a few in your basket, sign for it, pay for it, and await the delivery. And then take your journey from there.
Okay, so imagine you're me, and you don't really know anything about sex toys, and you've just seen like HBO and heard about 50 Shades, but haven't actually seen it.
Okay.
Where would you start? Would you maybe watch some films and read some erotica?
I think erotic fiction is a really good place to start. It's a safe place. If you don't like it, you can close the book, recycle it, pass it along, stick it on your bookshelf, and it's not a kind of constant reminder of something that you tried but you didn't like. It also can give you some great ideas for the bedroom, and it also allows you to experiment without actually committing to experimenting with another person. So if you're reading a particular scene and it involves, same-sex fantasies, and you're like, oh God, no, that's not for me, then you know that you're not going to be interested in that in the physical sense, because you're not interested in it in the literal sense. So, but you might turn to a chapter and think, oh, actually, do you know what? I could get on board with this, with the feathers and the luxury and the sequins. So you know that's kind of your bag.
Okay, so I know you've got a new book out, The Endless Autumn.
Yes.
Should we read that and reenact some scenes from that?
Well, yeah, go for it. Use it as a guide. Actually, I've had a few reviews come through, and they say, which was I wasn't expecting this, so it's a nice little kind of addition to having the book out. Oh, this has given me and my partner a new lease of life. We read it on holiday together. One couple were like, oh, we've tried one of the scenes from there. I won't say which one, so spoiler alert. And it was amazing. So the fact that I'm entertaining people kind of flicking the pages and also entertaining people want to close the book is really nice.
Oh, I'm sure that feels really good.
It does, yeah, really.
Have you got a sequel in the works?
There is a sequel to the story, but that's not what's coming next. I've got a different book coming next. Working title. I think I've kind of got the title in my head, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm halfway through the writing. I'm going to see where I feel kind of towards the end.
Can you tell us anything about it?
If I told you about it, I'd give away the title because I'll gloss.
Okay.
It is about a young woman's journey of personal and sexual discovery, combating betrayal through someone betraying her, and her perhaps betraying someone close to her as well. So
wow,
it's twists and turns as far as the eye can see. Yeah.
Wow. So how old is the person? Can you tell us?
I write mainly kind of early mid-20s.
Okay.
I think for younger readers that's not too far away from that age group, and then everyone can kind of remember. My demographic is 18 to 40, so when you're in your 40s, you're probably maybe a step away from remembering your early 20s, so I kind of go for mid-20s, so it's not too far from any of my readers.
Do you think people tend to read and watch things that are more adventurous than what they would do?
Yeah, it's like a great way to be experimental without being experimental. It gives you that kind of maybe a bit of voyeurism, a little bit of a kick without actually having to commit to anything.
Yeah, that is probably the best way of doing it, I suppose, than actually going off to some weird event.
Yeah, like I said before, if you read about it and you don't like it, then you've not actually done it. If you read about it and you do like it, then you can do it at a later date. There's no rush. When it comes to sex, there is no rush.
Brilliant. So, I wanted to get your opinion on something. I know we've got cameras here. What do you think about people using cameras in the bedroom, particularly given the rise of revenge porn?
Oh, revenge porn is something I feel very strongly about. I did a radio interview about this. It is now illegal to post a picture of someone without their permission on social media, with them being naked. So my advice with any kind of sexual selfies is just remember that although it is illegal, people still do it, and it can ruin lives and really, really badly and negatively affect someone. So for me, I would never ever have your face in the photo. If you want to send a photo of your nether regions and your private parts, make it so you can't be identified. That's the first rule. And the other rule is just be aware that, once you've taken and sent that photo, that potentially could be seen by anyone, and that includes your parents, your grandparents, your friends and family. So just, be sensible.
Yeah, thanks, that's great advice. So I'm going to bring on Matt now. You can stay for the chocolate,
Of
please.
course I'm going to stay for the chocolate.
This is bring on Matt Griffith. He's conducted a survey on the effects of chocolate. UK sales are reportedly up some 50%. So Matt's here to tell us why and how to give us a guide on the sort of chocolate we should be using to spice up our sex life, if that's your cup of tea. So Matt,
Or hot chocolate.
we've got some chocolate here. This is dark, this is classic Cadbury, and this is classic Galaxy, and this is Cadbury fruit and nut. First thing I thought about this was, do you want fruit and nuts involved and getting stuck in strange places?
I think that's okay. It's the dark chocolate is the one that is better for the libido.
Okay, so you recommend dark chocolate?
Yes.
Is that your personal fave?
I like it to be
Giving away some
yeah.
secrets
I like it to be not so harsh on the cocoa, but
Yeah.
somewhere just a little in between.
Yeah, apparently that is a health benefit with dark chocolate, so that's not a myth, is that true?
No,
That
dark
is true.
chocolate is good for you in
Okay.
small quantities.
Cool, so what would you do with this chocolate without melting it? Because that seems a bit of effort. What would you do in the bathroom with just
I
this?
just scoff it and then wait for the effects
just-
to take place.
I'd rather just eat this and have them use a toy or something, to be honest. But that's just me. But so what would you do with this in the bedroom, just as it is?
Well, just as is. I mean, then it's just there to eat and maybe have with maybe a glass of wine.
Okay.
But
Oh, a
there's
nice red.
yeah, a nice red would be really nice. But yeah, the fun thing to do is to melt it.
Yeah, does seem like effort. Do you use a fondue scent, or is it?
You can melt it in the microwave
Okay.
in literally 30 seconds at a time on a
Okay.
medium heat. Make sure it's not piping hot. You don't want any, there's nothing less sexy than a trip to A&E with 3rd-degree burns. But do check the temperature. Drizz it on your partner's body. The heat will cause the blood to flow to the top of your skin and it make you nice and sensitive and more receptive to your partner's touch. So it's great for heightening sensations. And of course, licking it off intimate places is a great bit of foreplay.
Okay, so microwave, not fondue set then, I guess.
I
'cause
mean, you
was-
can that is effort if you want to go fondue, but
I was thinking I'd burn myself really, but I see. I think it's a great idea to dip things in fondue as well if you want to feed each other. Is
yeah,
that-
feeding each other is
So
a
I should
great.
feed you as well.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
But I figured if you've got chocolate in your mouth, you won't
Answer
actually
the
speak to me.
questions, yeah.
Yeah.
No, feeding each other is a brilliant way to increase intimacy levels because it's quite a vulnerable act to allow someone to you feed your partner and it's very, very romantic, it's intimate, and it's something that when done with chocolate and that teams with the release of serotonin and oxytocin, it just makes for a fantastic recipe with just one ingredient.
I feel that's more of a beginner thing as well, rather than going straight to licking off as well. Okay, so do you have a favourite brand just quickly for chocolate?
Green and blacks.
Okay. What about you?
That's a tough one. Lindt is nice if you want the dark chocolate. Milka if you want the which we don't have here, which is a French chocolate.
Yeah, I've had Milka, that's
Yeah,
quite good.
they're very
I
good.
was thinking, do you have I don't know if you use chocolate in the bedroom, but do you just have your specific sex chocolate brands so you're not blushing over
You've
lunch?
just got a fridge in the bedroom, haven't you?
Yes.
By your
That is
fridge.
commitment.
Yes, that is commitment.
Okay, well,
That way you can keep the wine in there
Yeah.
and the chocolate, and then a little microwave on top.
so it's just white wine then, I guess. in the bedroom.
We'll keep the red. We'll have some of it chilled.
Okay, that's a good mix of things.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all we've got time for. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks
I hope you
for
come
having
on
us.
again later with loads more tips. Tomorrow we'll be talking to child arts champion Rob Shepherd and Gordon Ramsay about how to eat on a budget. See you then.